Welcome to Cold Hard Action on a Wednesday night. Northern Illinois has one last chance to win a road game. They make their longest trip of the season to Amherst to take on the last winless team left in FBS in the Massachusetts Minutemen. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Alongside Craig Hobart, Cooper Boardman, glad you're with us. That's the reality for these two teams. Just a few weeks left to go. And we got the sense talking, I think, to both sides over the course of the last week, these are going to be two very angry football teams tonight.
Yeah, I mean, if we're being realistic, there's no conference championship aspirations, no bowl games within reach. But I think NIU head coach Thomas Hammock summed it up best for both teams. Change needs to happen now, not in the offseason. So a brighter future is built with every snap in every game, and they know if they want to get better, it starts with tonight's game.
They're going to change their quarterback tonight. Jalen Macon will make his first start in an NIU uniform. Finally healthy, and they're hoping for the first time they can throw the ball downfield.
Yeah, he's a player with good length. He could be a dual threat option from the quarterback position. He's got a smooth release. Hasn't played a full season since his junior year of high school, but they're hoping he could provide a spark to that passing game that will ultimately need to be helped out by a very strong ground game.
Marcus White is going to try to chase him down all night tonight. 4 years at Dartmouth, 1 year at McNeese. Now, he's one of the best defensive players in the country.
Yeah, you watch UMass defensively, and he's the guy that jumps off on tape. He's explosive, outstanding bend as an edge rusher, but he's also a strong run defender in terms of squeezing down, setting the edge, and that's where he'll really need to shine tonight, trying to stop that NIU ground attack.
For head coach Joe Harris-Simiak, talked about the anxiety, knowing there are 3 games left as he faces Thomas Hammock and the NIU Huskies. An NIU program with all these young players trying to find a way late in the season. UMass trying to win their first game of the 2025 season at 0-9 and get Joe Harris-Simiak their first victory.
Yeah, I think the key word tonight, Cooper, for both teams is consistency. If you look back at both of their seasons, they will tell you there are moments where opportunities were there for better results that they did not capitalize on. Which team tonight can capitalize on those opportunities that present themselves?
NIU won the toss. They deferred. Jaquan Gibson with a fair catch on the kick from Andrew Glass. First Maction game in 11 years here in Amherst, Massachusetts. First look for A.J. Hairston in his 5th week as the starting quarterback against an NIU defense that, largely speaking, has been pretty good for them. They're just trying to find ways to score the ball. We have in this game, Craig, the 2 lowest scoring offenses in the country.
Yeah, UMass head coach Joe Harris-Simiak told us, he goes, I think whichever team can really get off to a fast start will set the tone and put themselves in a good position. We'll see if UMass can do that here.
Night starts with a carry. We think we're going to see a whole lot of carries. Big tackle led by Philip Maturowski and Mark Preto for NIU.
And I think one of those things if you've been following UMass this season, as both of us have, Harrison is the 3rd quarterback to play. We may still see another quarterback tonight in action, but it seems like they've more settled in on him, looking for him potentially to be the future.
Tight end in motion, play action, throw down the middle. It's a good one, and it's complete to their top target, Jaquan Gibson.
That's a beautiful throw right there. Gibson, who's been a little bit banged up in the last few weeks, it's key that he is back in the lineup tonight. And a beautifully placed ball there by Harrison, right where his receiver can reach out and snag it.
3rd play of the day, back to the ground, off to the right side. I mean, we think that there's a chance on both sides. We could see somebody run the ball 40, 50 times in this game.
Yeah, I think UMass will try to be a little bit more balanced. When NIU has a football, I wouldn't be surprised if when they beat Ball State, they topped over 50 touches in the ground game. I wouldn't be surprised if we see similar numbers for them tonight offensively.
Brandon Hood just had the carry behind A.J. Hairston. Right back to Hood. He ducks forward for 3 yards. Rocco Griffin was a starter for most of the year, got hurt. They went to Hood over the last few weeks, and this is a UMass ground game that's averaging over the last 3 games almost 130 yards per game.
Yeah, Rocco Griffin, he may be the most explosive of the group. They've got a freshman, Elijah Faulkner, 23, he may be the most athletic, but number 26, Hood, I think the reason why he gets the most touch because he's just the most consistent, most reliable of that running back stable.
3rd down and 5. Give it to him up the middle, and it was sniffed out. Philip Maturowski, second leading tackler at NIU, gets the 3rd down stop.
This is an NIU defense, very good against the run. Their defensive line doesn't give much ground. They got 2 outstanding linebackers, including number 17, who get downhill, know how to hit gaps and make plays.
Danger in the NIU punt return game with Diari Rogers, the former track star. Punt about to come from Keegan Andrews, who's been, by any margin, the best punter in the MAC. And he's had a lot of practice. That was blocked. Bumps out to the outside, and NIU gets a big one early.
If you watched NIU a week ago, they did not get one, but they were very aggressive in terms of coming after punt attempts, and they do here. And you see them just bringing several players in right up the middle, untouched, like number 51. They're getting his hands on it. Big special teams play here to set up this NIU offense. As you mentioned, has also struggled to put points on the board, but now starting with great field position.
And so Jalen Macon, in his first FBS drive, as the starting quarterback gets it inside the 30. That's an easy throw to start his day, but no easy way to go. Ricky Taylor snowed under. Jalen Macon, first NIU start. He might have been the starter coming out of camp, ended up with a hand injury that forced him off. And he ends up in a spot, as there's a UMass player down here where, again, they think that maybe for the first time all season, they're going to get to throw the football.
Well, that was actually his first pass attempt of this season. Again, he's a player, even going back to high school, he's got tremendous frame. Watching him warm up, he's got a quick release. It's just he hasn't had a lot of experience. And again, he's not played a full season since his junior year of high school.
There's Malcolm Green, one of the starting corners for UMass, down on one knee, one defensive play to the game. It's a defensive unit that's been decimated by injury, a secondary that's been decimated by injury. That is among maybe the worst news for UMass right there if that guy can't play anymore.
Yeah, they're already a little bit thin and injured. I mean, we're late in the season. A lot of teams will tell you they're injured, but it seems like from the get-go, UMass has been just battling injuries every week. And they were even saying, you know, not even on the field, it kind of impacts the way we practice because we have to take it light at sometimes. Maybe we don't have enough guys to kind of get the looks that we want. So injuries have had a large impact on this team, both on game day and throughout the week.
Ran off the field under his own power. Second NIU play, give to Telly Johnson, dashing left. He's got big play ability, although that had no chance thanks to Darion Craig. 62 yards rushing last week as a team for NIU. But they've also had these huge games, and usually when they have, the MAC leader in yards per carry has been a part of it. 3rd down. Back to Johnson. Off to the right. He is snowed down again. Tim Grant Randall like a speeding bullet, and it brings up 4th down.
Yeah, that first play, that quick screen out to the edge, which was well defended, kind of put him behind the chains. Here, big zone team. Johnson trying to do a nice job of finding a seam there, but good pursuit by that UMass defense to force this field goal opportunity.
Andrew Glass hit from 50 for the first time in his career last week. This is from 37 yards. And NIU on the great field position opens the night with a 3-0 lead. NIU starts the night There are 136 FBS teams. This is 135 and 136. The two lowest scoring offenses in the country. But Craig, I think we're ahead of schedule.
Yeah, but it's also, you got a little bit of a window into why NIU started that drive just outside the red zone. It still only came away with 3 points. You're right, 3 points better than no points. But it was a big opportunity to really kind of jump out in front there off the big special teams play. And only able to manage 3 off of it. You're the glass half full guy, I'm the glass half empty guy.
At least we got glasses. Here's Andrew Glass.
Well played, that's where you're from.
Jaquan Gibson back deep over his head. And a touchback. Second drive for UMass. They had 1 first down in their opening drive with A.J. Hairston. If UMass is going to move the ball and kind of jump away from the graphic we just showed, what has to happen?
Well, their one big play on that opening drive was the throw that Jaquan Gibson. I think they got to find ways, not only just in the passing game, jet sweeps, quick screens out to him, find ways to get number 2 as involved and possible. By the end of the night tonight, he should probably have at least a dozen touches in some way.
It's a give. Rocco Griffin. Vanderbilt, UTSA, and now at UMass for Rocco. He was greeted by Jacob Finley up from the corner spot, a physical corner group for NIU.
Well, this whole defense is not very dynamic, but they're sound. That defensive line doesn't get pushed off the ball much. Those linebackers are really active. They make it tough to run against them.
Play action, see a lot of that today. Deep shot down the right side, it is incomplete. Intended for Donnie Gray with Jacob Finley in coverage.
A nice job by Finley in coverage. He's just going to run with him. Now, he doesn't look back for it, but he's just in phase. He watches the receiver. Once the receiver extends for the ball, so does Finley. Well covered, just some good hand finding between those two, but excellent coverage there.
That's been a mark of the UMass season. They've been unable to win man coverage. They've ceded almost twice as much as zone this season. 3rd down and 9, need a win here. Hairston, clustered pocket, incomplete. Try to go across the middle to Kenyon Massey, and it's a 3 and out.
Yeah, brought some pressure there, didn't allow him to step up. And again, just those creating opportunities to pick up first downs. And just there, struggle to do it. First down run behind it, take a shot on 2nd down. As you mentioned, can't beat man coverage. And quick leads to a 3rd and out.
I think a false start, we'll see. It is.
Again, NIU is thinking about coming after it again.
False start. Offense, number 6. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Referee Rich Edwards. Jeremiah McGill was saying the D-line jumped.
I'm certainly going to see right up top. He's the guy that moved, but and see, this is why you can't be influenced by somebody on the other side of the field. He was able to get back. That's why it was against UMass.
NIU blocked the last one. They got in there. Fair catch for Diari Rogers to take us to a timeout. 5 minutes down. 2nd NIU drive comes your way next. One last Maction ride for the NIU Huskies. Really the team that made Maction famous. Those early 2010s, 2011, 2012, and 2014. They're set to leave the conference at the end of the season on their way to the Mountain West. And this is a very strange thing because it is one of those teams, you look at all the success, 5 MAC championships, 12-time MAC-12, or MAC West titles, that is. They're a team that you associate with a night like tonight on a Wednesday.
Yeah, and it's so odd to see them struggling this year because it was just 14 months ago they were the talk of college football when they upset Notre Dame.
Went on to a bowl win. Handoff up the middle. It's first carry of the night for Chavon Wright, redshirt senior, transfer from Division II University of Charleston. And that dude just looks like he's hard to tackle.
Yeah, I mean, he is built low to the ground. He's thick. They're going to split him out wide here.
Tempo, now QB draw for Jalen Macon, and he finds a linebacker, Rashad Henry, the redshirt sophomore, off a career-high 16 tackles there to greet him. It's another part of Macon's game.
Yeah, well, you cannot have two different ball carriers at Wright and Macon. You got 6'5" and like 5'8", one kind of a low center of gravity, thickly built, one tall and long. That's hitting both ends of the spectrum in the ground game. But yes, Macon can certainly be a running threat.
3rd down and 3. And the handoff to the smaller one of the two, Chavon Wright, fighting. I think he's short. This is a spot where NIU's gone for it consistently if it's 4th down.
I would. I mean, you're 4th and inches. I mean, 2 wins, kind of was. As Coach Hammock said, change needs to start now, not in the offseason. A little.
No one in the MAC has gone for it more. 4th down and half a yard. Run Wildcat quite a bit out of this, and I think UMass didn't like the way it looked. Chavon Wright in the backfield. He had Elijah Porter with him. And a timeout for Joe Harasimiak.
I'm going to, for a different reason, I didn't like the way it looked. I love going for it there. I love Wright being the guy who's going to touch the football. I hate making 4th and inches, 4th and 5. Get under center. That drives me crazy.
They have so many different 4th down things that they do. They'll do that Wildcat deal. They'll also bring Justin Lynch in, a wide receiver, have him run kind of a push situation.
But yeah, like I said, I just there. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little simple-minded. I just why turn a 4th and inches into 4th and 5? I don't know.
But you like here. I mean, we're 7 minutes into the game on their own 44-yard line.
And who knows? Maybe he ran up under center too. But.
Well, they walk out in the exact same formation. Let's see what happens. Chavon Wright with Elijah Porter in the backfield. 4th down and half a yard. Wright up the middle, moving, falling. I think he got there. And NIU does what it usually does, converts.
Yeah, picked up 6 yards for a half.
And NIU will say, well, we got it.
Yeah.
See Chavon Wright. 38 rushing touchdowns last year at Division II. 38.
Yeah, I mean, he was a workhorse, came with the offensive coordinator to NIU.
And all they do is give it to him. And all he does is run to the outside of the 40, pushing down to the 30.
And now that was his 5th straight carry. That one for 22 yards and doing a nice job there bouncing. He's really at his best between the tackles, bouncing off the tackles there, able to bounce one to the outside.
Kendall Bourne's down for UMass. That's a 2nd player hurt in their secondary in the first 8 minutes.
Like I said, that was his 5th straight carry, and getting in the spirit of Thanksgiving, I would just keep feeding him. A nice job. Like I said, he's able to get that one to the edge. Home run speed is not his forte, but he will wear you down. And like I said, that's number 5, Coop. Let's keep track. Let's see if that 5 follows at some point tonight with, as a team, is 0 at the end of it.
The NIU record, just for the record, is you see Bournes get up. Not good news for UMass in their secondary. That's their top safety after their corner Malcolm Green went down. See what happened to him.
See, right there at the top, and he's going to go down. And you got to remember the new rule too. If you're not feeling like you could play that next play and you wait till after the ball is spotted, you lose the timeout, be penalized. So it was smart for him to get down there if he felt like he couldn't play.
5 straight runs for Chavon Wright. We're just counting. Play action now, making pressure, throws, and skipped it in, incomplete. Intended for LaDon Bryant with Jeremiah McGill in coverage.
And NIU this year has been effective with the ground game. Their passing game has really been a struggle. Both of these teams now have started 3 different quarterbacks this year. I think they feel like Macon can be a more consistent presence, but they've just missed opportunities in a passing game this year. Need to clean that up tonight.
They usually don't throw it twice in a row. Whoa, they do, to the outside. And complete to Ricky Taylor Jr. Came back a couple of weeks ago from an injury, had 3 catches last week for 69 yards. He's the kind of guy they feel like they can unlock with Jalen Macon at quarterback.
And that's where he's at his best, those quick throws, get out of his hand quick, slants, hitches. That's where he's his most accurate. That's where he's his most effective.
3rd down and 4. Telly Johnson in the game at running back, averaging 6 yards per carry. He motions out Jalen Macon. Quarterback draw, blockers right. 1st down and more. This is where the QB run game is now something you got to think about if you're UMass.
Yeah, just a little bit of a lead there. Bringing number 8, Apong, the tight end, to lead the way for him. So they were already a rushing threat, but now adding Macon into the mix makes it even more difficult for you defensively.
Red zone for NIU. Not much there for Telly Johnson. Chambray Jackson, the redshirt senior Florida State transfer, as the tackle for UMass. When they've played their best, they put some scares in Western Michigan a little bit, a scare into Buffalo. They've stopped the run.
That is job 1 tonight.
And now you have the 3-headed monster in the backfield. You've got Macon in the middle of Chavon Wright and Telly Johnson. Diari Rogers in motion, and a fake and a look to the right for Macon. He's going to run it himself with a block from right and fight for more and stay inside the 5 before he finally falls down inside towards the goal line.
Really just nice footwork by the rangy quarterback. He's going to get to the edge, a little tap dance, and be able to bring it inside. Elude Tyler Martin. Some tough running, as you mentioned. You got the Thunder with Wright, you got the Lightning there with Telly Johnson, and then you got the dual threat with Jalen Macon.
So they're going to check the spot of this ball for Thomas Hammock's team on a 10-play drive. And no matter where this ball is here, whether it's 1st down and goal, this is what the drives NIU's dreaming about looking like tonight.
Yeah, just a little bit of mixing it up, but just working the ground game. See, we're looking to see if that was really close to that line, that right foot, but I think it's tough to see that he's going to clearly step out. I think he keeps in. It's right in there.
And Tyler Martin trying to usher him to the sideline.
It's close, but you don't see any daylight, but you don't see that right foot clearly onto the white. I think this one probably come back upheld. That might have been our best look.
I think he's out.
Ooh.
I think.
We're butting heads here in the first quarter.
Excited. Let's see what Don Bondi, the replay official, has to say.
It's going to be a long game if I'm wrong here.
Man. Welcome to Maction. Wednesday night. First Maction game in this stadium.
After review, the runner achieved the line to gain, but he stepped out of bounds at the 13-yard line. The ball will be placed at the 13-yard line, 1st down.
I got one right in the first quarter. Can't happen again. First Maction game in here in 11 years out of bounds at the 13-yard line. So this goes from a first down to third down in a chunk for NIU. It's a drive-changing call. Jalen Macon, quarterback draw again, out to the right. He's got daylight. He's got a touchdown. They wipe a run off the board for him. Didn't matter.
So that's okay. You'll just add to my touchdown run length.
They run the same play again.
Just get him to the edge here. It's a straight lead. It's a designed run. You got both Telly Johnson and Shavon Wright leading the way for him. Both of them get nice blocks. And again, he hasn't played a ton, so you see the excitement that he had there once he was able to punch it in.
Flag down on the extra point. That was good from Andrew Glass. .13-yard touchdown run for Jalen Macon.
Defense. Number 3, that penalty is declined. The try is good.
Followed by offside against UMass. Won't take it. 10-0 game on the first touchdown run in the FBS career of Jalen Macon. It's our ABC Saturday College Football triple header, loaded with playoff implications. Notre Dame and Pitt, number 10 versus 24 at noon Eastern. College Game Day crew going to be there to start the day. 4th ranked Alabama, 12th ranked Oklahoma and then cap the night. Arch Manning and Texas, the number 11 team in the country, against Gunner Stockton and number 5 Georgia. 10-0 NIU. Andrew Glass on the boot deep. That was dropped at the goal line, but did fall over that line. That could have been another special teams debacle. Seen that a little bit. It's hard to know who this game on Saturday is bigger for. Is it Pitt and that ACC mishmash, or is it Notre Dame? I guess the playoff predictor says Notre Dame.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big drop. You go from, if with a win, you're 3/4 of the way there. With a loss, you're basically down, so you're telling me there's a chance.
Touched the ball, went into the end zone.
By the way, they're trying to figure out where this ball is. Was he in the end zone? Was he at the
It
one?
will be a touchback.
They're waving it as a touchback.
After some deliberation, A.J. Hairston started walking towards the 1-yard line for UMass.
Never do that as the quarterback.
Well, they need every yard they can get right now. 3rd drive of the day. They got a first down in their first drive. They have not gotten a first down since. Play action, pressure immediately in the face, and a catch on the outside, finding his tight end, Jax Markovich, on the outside.
That's one of the things that Harrison does do well there. Got some pressure in his face. He's able to change arm angles, make a completion, not a big play, but keeping them on schedule. So important. We were talking with their OC, Mike Bajakian, earlier in the week. He said, you got to pick up first downs. And to do that, you can't be in 2nd and 10 and 3rd and 10.
Hairston, give across the formation. Donnie Gray slipped a tackle, and he is the 2nd UMass first down of the day. Donnie Gray, the graduate transfer from Northwestern. One of those guys they feel like has the speed that they can get on the edge and get the ball to.
Now they try a little tempo, got that first down.
It's an offense that's gone tempo a lot to try to get the right matchups. They need all the help they can get in it. Jaquan Gibson going the other way, strung out right, and really had no chance from the start.
Yeah, well defended there at that time by NIU. Everyone is downhill. They built a wall. And ultimately, Jasper Beeler able to make the tackle. But again, you got to make sure number 2 gets his touches.
2nd down and 10. Play action again. Hairston looked downfield, now flush to his left. Hairston across his body. Looking for Jaquan Gibson, and it's 3rd and 9.
The O-line has done some shuffling this year. Everyone, it seems like a lot of plays, somebody's always getting pushed in the backfield there. The interior of that Huskies defensive line able to get pushed back, disrupt that pocket some, and now put them in the 3rd and long.
The reality of a young quarterback season here is no one has been under pressure more often in the MAC than he has. And now they're in a spot that they've been in quite a bit. On 3rd down and 10 for A.J. Hairston. Time now goes underneath, and a catch out of the backfield, and a stiff arm for Brandon Hood, who muscles his way to a first down.
For UMass, that's the way to respond. NIU brought pressure. They picked it up. Harrison does a good job going through his reads. He's going to find Hood underneath, who's able to break a tackle, make a play, move the chains.
Could have been a 3-yard gain. Instead, it was 20 from the man who owns their biggest play of the season. Big 3rd down pickup. Now to Jaquan Gibson. He's going to throw it all the way back to his quarterback, and Hairston makes the catch. All that for 4 yards.
They had it. That ball just lofted up there a little bit. We're going to get that action going to the right. Put Harrison, break him to the left. And he's there. There's some green there. Just that ball hangs up there for so long, allowing the defender to be able to close and make that tackle for a limited gain.
Brandon Rose is in the game now. Quarterback change for UMass, and Brandon Rose is going to run it. The Utah transfer, as a first down. They told us we're going to see maybe 3 quarterbacks today, and the guy most likely to throw it just ran it.
Yeah, and then number 9, Grant Jordan, being that third quarterback who's really kind of the running threat.
This was their starting quarterback on day 1 against Temple. He struggled, then he got hurt, had surgery on his foot after getting stepped on. We haven't seen him throw a pass in 3 weeks. He's in the red zone, or at least close to it, and hands off to Brandon Hood, who got strung out nicely. Quinn Erweiler, the nation's leading tackler, has his first.
And that's why he's the nation's leading tackler. How quickly he read that, got to the edge, forced it back inside, and made that tackle. It's interesting, though, I actually thought, unless Harrison took a shot on that trick play, to take him out on a drive where he was kind of executing fairly well.
Behind the sticks, Brandon Rose, another handoff. Brandon Hood in and out and down to make it 3rd down and manageable. Mark Hensley on the tackle, along with Roderick Wyndham. 4 years, 4 career starts for Brandon Rose in against Quinn Erweiler and this NIU defense. They keep him out here on 3rd down.
And Harrison may have the most arm talent of that QB group, but not the best runner. Rose a little bit better.
Run to the left, Brandon Rose into the teeth. He is tripped up and taken down, about 2 yards short of the 1st down marker. UMass players down. It'll be a little bit more time for Joe Harasimiak to make a decision. End of the first, 10-0 NIU start. We'll see if UMass goes for it when we come back. He's 0-9. He's inside 3 yards from a first down. It's 4th down for Joe Harris-Simiak, and it looks like he's about to go for it.
We've been talking. I would kick. Listen, this is a game you can win. It's a game maybe you should win. Get points on the board. There's a lot of football to still play.
Which quarterback does Joe Harris-Simiak use? He's used Brandon Rose for the last 4 plays, and A.J. Hairston's the man to lead them into this huddle.
I mean, maybe you try to draw him off, get a freebie, but call me soft, I would have kicked.
Rocco Griffin, the single back. All the humanity in there, play action, throw it to the tight end, no, incomplete. Jax Markovich could have run for the rest of his life, and they missed him.
When you're 0-9, we talked about it, missed opportunities. They got it here. They've got that entire NIU defense drawn up. They're going to slip the tight end out. They do a nice job, and then just it's in your quarterback's hand. You just overthrow him. And again, that's why I would just take the points, play 4 quarters of football. There's still a lot to go there, but again, we said it, both of these teams, if you go back and look at their resumes, there are opportunities to be better that they've missed, and there they missed one.
See NIU senior Roy Williams on the walk back towards the sideline. It's one of their key guys inside to see A.J. Hairston. And again, you go back to, hey, do you kick it, do you not? I mean, this is an NIU team at second to last in the nation in points per game, and I know UMass is the team behind them, but 12 points per game on the year. To be fair, they've scored 10 on their first 3 drives.
Yeah, I just,
I get it.
But it was there.
Right for 5 yards. Right, and that's what Joe Harris-Simiak will say.
It was there, but you didn't, you got a really strong kicker who's been making points. But, and that's the other thing is too, NIU hasn't scored a lot of points. They're up 10. They could also eat up a lot of time with the way they could really shorten this game as well. I think you take that opportunity to close the gap. But nonetheless, we're moving on. Now they need UMass for their defense to make a play.
Jalen Macon, QB run. He invited some contact and gets a couple of more yards right into Marcus White.
Yeah, I mean, he's just a big target as a runner. There's no getting down and low with him. It's getting a lot of surface area to hit if you're a defender. I love when they have all 3 of them talking about the quarterback, number 10 right, and number 45 Johnson in the backfield together. That's called leaning into your strength as an offense.
Got it here on 3rd down. Looked out there, then Jalen Macon's the man who runs. Forced to the 30. I don't think he got there. Rashawn Henry from the linebacker spot kept him short.
Henry, a guy who's really evolving, especially in the absence of Timmy Heinz-Peter, who's been out.
And they're going for it, I think. Yeah, Wildcats on its way in. Nobody in the MAC goes for it on 4th down more often than NIU.
Well, he just dodged a bullet before with UMass missing on that 4th down.
Javon Wright gonna run it up the middle. Flags down as well. This is very close. Got a flag to sort out and a spot to sort out. And that to sort out. You can read Joe Harris-Simiak's lips. I think he wanted a substitute. Now everybody to come together. I think the conversation there is NIU had substituted and UMass didn't have an opportunity to get everybody they wanted in the game.
And UMass just substituted now almost like they were expecting a replay, like they were redo it,
The offense substituted on the previous play, and the defense did not get an opportunity to match. We will replay 4th down.
Action bingo card check. So here's how it all unfolds. They run the big bodies on, right? You can see all the blockers coming in from the top. That's official. Yeah, there's no one over the ball. So we're going to do it again on 4th down and half a yard. And they go push up the middle. Justin Lynch. UMass might have stopped the last one. Not sure they did here. We'll see where the spot is. First down.
I gotta tell you right now, my head is spinning from all the stuff that's going. Like, just the mere fact that you redid, like, you gave them a second bite of the apple, like getting a first down, like, that's just odd.
It's Wednesday, baby. 1st and 10, and a give. Telly Johnson into the teeth. Marcus White leading the charge there for a pickup of a couple. We thought coming in that NIU was going to just have the ball a lot. They did it in that win over Ball State a couple of weeks ago. And over now 18 minutes of game time so far, that's been the case.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I love what they're doing. I though would feature number 10 more. Their scoring drive, who did they feed? Number 10, right. Even on that 3rd down run when they kept it in Macon's hand, I'd let number 2 kind of be the guy to anchor.
Play action at 10, throw it down the middle, and a man wide open. Elijah Porter down the middle. Goodbye. Touchdown. 67 yards, a backflip, and 16 NIU points in the first half.
And 2 shots at 4th.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
But what's interesting too is if that was basically, with a little bit of different window dressing, UMass's 4th down play, only executed for a touchdown.
There is no foul on the play for unsportsmanlike conduct.
I think they saw the backflip and just threw a flag. They realized he stuck the landing.
They're going to give the run look, draw the defense up. Number 24, you see him slip right out over the middle. Instead of the tight end, it's the running back. The only difference is the quarterback hits the throw, and it leads to the score.
First career touchdown for Elijah Porter.
And there is an illustration of a difference between no wins and 2 wins.
Yeah. Andrew Glass on for the extra point to make it 17-0 NIU. On a night where we have the lowest scoring team in the country and the 2nd lowest scoring team in the country. Number 135 has hung 17 in the first 2 quarters. You ask a question on a night full of action. What's the difference between an 0 and whatever team and a 2 and whatever team? It's this miss, and then what happened next?
Yeah, that was a 4th down, and he had his tight end Markovic. And then for NIU, they would do that same play. The only difference was instead of slipping the tight end out, they slipped the second back out, which was number 24, Porter. And the difference was the quarterback for NIU hit that throw, or for UMass, they just overthrew it.
Also emotionally, that was a span in game time of 3 minutes between UMass thinking it had a touchdown with that ball in the air, as we get a fair catch for the Minutemen. They'll start at their own 25-yard line. Folks, kick off your Week 11 NFL Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern with the Countdown crew on ESPN and the all-new ESPN app. They'll have all the early breaking stories, injury updates, and previews of each game right up to kickoff, 10 a.m. on ESPN and the ESPN app. Well, keep spinning the wheel. Who's going to be the quarterback for UMass against Quinn Erweiler in the NIU defense? The answer is Brandon Rose, the Utah transfer. He can throw it. He's pressured. Brandon Rose gets out of there. On a roll to his right, he slings it. Incomplete. Dante Harrison knocked it down.
Get some pressure, force Rose out of the pocket. Harrison doing a nice job coming over the top, playing that. That's 2 nice breakups tonight from that secondary of the Huskies. And again, their struggle has been in the passing game. Defensively, they've had their bad outings, but overall, that Huskies defensive unit has not been the problem this year.
Get it out quick. Jaquan Gibson in space on the outside. And he falls forward towards the 30-yard line. Mohamed Jameh the tackle, assisted by Quinn Erweiler. It's the nation's leading tackler for NIU. Now 3rd down and 4 for Brandon Rose against Erweiler and the NIU defense. You see it, 110 tackles for a transfer from North Dakota. Empty for the 2nd straight play. 3rd and 4, get it out. Donnie Gray diving, 1st down. I've seen a lot of empty from UMass this season. They do it with Rose here.
Yeah, the offensive line picked up pressure. Gave Rose just enough time to be able to get that out there, make a nice throw, move the chains.
Elijah Faulkner's got some speed out of the backfield. Get it out to Gray again. One more time into the teeth. And down he goes. Jacob Finley and Mohamed Jameh on the tackle. Gray was a little slow to get up.
He's been an active part of that offense here early on tonight.
Gray substituted. Give NIU an extra second to substitute. It's one of the first times that UMass has been ahead of the sticks. Got a 1st down on their 1st drive, got a couple more on their last. Other than that, it has been an offensive slog. Play action again. Brandon Rose down the left side, incomplete. Intended for Dallas Elliott, the redshirt freshman from just outside of Amherst.
Yeah, just things not clicking. Again, this offensive line, which has been beat up at times, really struggled. Picked up pressure again. The completion is there, just a drop. You know, and you start to dissect things of why is a team struggling. A misplay on 4th down, a drop that can get you a 1st down. Those little things, almost like paper cuts, start to add up and start to really hurt.
Another throw on 3rd down for Rose. Pressure up the middle, got rid of it, 1st down. Max Dowling the safety blanket, and he's across the 50.
And again, they've been shuffling quarterbacks throughout the year. Cooper, you and I had them earlier in the year against Western Michigan, a game that Rose started. And even from the get-go, they felt like he was the guy that could best move this offense. You see it there, going through his reads, making an accurate throw.
I mean, look at the number of guys in the box for NIU, moment to moment. The amount of man coverage they played almost feels like UMass is saying, well, we just have to throw the ball. And they're doing it again. Brandon Rose, 7 straight throw. And they'll get a flag for their efforts. Donnie Gray getting held by all heck from Jacob Finley.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 3. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down. Timeout.
Got a UMass player down behind the play as well. After the pass interference call against Finley. I think that's the center, Benjamin Roy. You almost can't believe how much UMass has thrown the ball.
As you said, they're kind of being challenged a little bit. I'll say that offensive line, and Roy's a big piece of it, a transfer from UCLA. They've been picking up the blitz, giving time. I actually think they've really done well in pass protection. You see, there's a little bit of a pocket there. And Finley, who had a nice job in single coverage earlier, this time just never looks back. Too aggressive there. Easy call for the official.
I mean, having watched a decent chunk of UMass throughout the year, as you see, Roy, that is not good news in the middle of what's already a beleaguered line. This is, on this drive, in part because of the blocking up front, as dynamic as they've looked all season.
They'll move number 64, Peyton Miller, into that center position. An offensive line, which again, I think has played really well in pass
Please
protection
reset the game
here in
clock
this
to
first half.
9:07.
See how Miller steps in and can hold up that chemistry so far.
Redshirt sophomore from Westerport, Maryland. And an offensive line that has gone 8-9 deep from where they were in the depth chart to start the year. Brandon Rose, give again. Elijah Faulkner around the outside. And nothing there. And again, the way NIU's playing with all these white jerseys in the box, it feels like this is going to be throw-it time for UMass.
And you mentioned a little bit earlier, too, Quinn Erweiler. Want to know why he makes a lot of tackles? He was out there on the edge. He read that so quick, got over the top, squared up, beautiful tackle. I mean, you turn on his film, what he may lack in length or speed, he makes up for in just straight effort.
Another throw. And really nothing there. Pressure coming from all angles. Deshaun Dixon in the backfield. And it sets up 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, maybe off the top of my head, maybe only the second time, though, they've been able to quickly get penetration in terms of getting back there. But number 6, Deshaun Dixon, doing a nice job not allowing that play to develop, forcing the throw.
This has been some of the reality of UMass this season. You move the ball well, you get inside the 35, 40-yard line, and then what happens next? Third down and 8, they've converted 2 already. Deep shot, left side, Rose to the end zone, incomplete. That was the running back, Brandon Hood, on the outside, and they just couldn't quite hook it up.
That's the matchup you want against the middle linebacker, Erweiler. I mean, he's one of the nation's leading tackler. You don't want to see him when you're trying to run between the tackles. When you're taking a shot downfield, you do want to see him. You can see he's going to be right outside, matched up. That's the matchup you want. That's the right read. That's where to go. And you see Erweiler, he's working. That's really nice coverage there, able to disrupt it just enough.
49-yard attempt for Derek Morris. He's hit from 50. No good. Just wide. UMass close. No cigar. MAC standings to this point. Came into the week with 4 one-loss teams. We're down to 3 in conference play after Ohio lost last night to Western Michigan. Buffalo in a tight one right now, 7-3 against Central in the second quarter. I mean, you've seen a lot of these teams. Where do you feel like the top of the MAC rests right now?
Well, listen, Buffalo is kind of, if you're a Buffalo fan, you've been tested this year, including against UMass. They find ways to win. They got a good defense, got a playmaking quarterback.
Got 8 yards there for NIU from Diari Rogers, tackled by Zeron Daniel. NIU had a slow start here to their offensive day. Block punt helped them, gave them 3 points off the top. And then a big touchdown throw to Elijah Porter really blew this game open. They just got to stop after a UMass missed field goal. Now it's back to Chavon Wright. First down, 2 plays, they're across the 50.
Yeah, nice read there. Big hole there for Wright and for an NIU offense that has been struggling to score points. They have scored on their first 3 possessions and moving the chains here.
Now it's Jalen Macon, used him in the QB run game. Sidestepped 1 and falls down for a pickup of 4. Here's a play before.
And plenty of room there, just getting the action. This cutback, he sees it. That's what Wright does. You see the double team there from 64 and 58. That was Tweedy and Malcor doing a nice job.
How about the 20th run of your night? Chavon Wright across the 40-yard line. They're up over 100 yards. We have 7 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Again, let me know when we hit 5-0 carries. And at least half of that should be number 10. I actually personally think Macon's carrying it too much.
You just go 10, 10, 10, 10.
I'd mix a little 45 in your QB, but
they just did. There's 45, Telly Johnson. And the good results keep on being good. 21st rush of the night. They're up over 110 yards. It's the 3rd straight play the UMass safety has made a tackle, Zeron Daniel, on a run play.
And that's when, like on their last score, though, you're going to hit, you got a chance to get your passing game going, because that safety flying down that much, there's going to be a play action coming where they're going to slip somebody downfield.
Now they mix in the guy with 2 career carries. Now fake it to him, and Jalen Macon's going to run down to the 30-yard line. It's another first down. That was Kendall Bournes, another safety who had to make a tackle in the run game.
I love the way all these backs help each other out, the way they lead. Telly Johnson's their home run hitter. Watch him get downhill, lower his shoulder, and block for Macon. Excuse me, that's Porter. He just lowers that shoulder. That was a big-time block. Elijah Porter, the redshirt freshman.
Inside the 30, keep on grinding. Give it to Chavon Wright. And it's 5 more yards. I think that's the shortest carry so far of this drive.
When they've won games, Cooper, they've done it on the ground. In their 2 wins, they've had 105 rushing attempts. You see against Holy Cross, that was a close one. Still got it done on the ground against Ball State, probably their most dominant performance leading into tonight. 57 carries, 300 yards on the ground.
They ran it 57 times in that win over Ball State. By the way, their best win of the season. Chavon Wright carried it 37 times in that game. Telly Johnson out to the left, jumped away from a safety, and stays on his feet. Telly Johnson inside the 5, then got blasted out of bounds.
They are running physical. This is their 8th play of their drive, all on the ground. And number 45, Telly Johnson, getting to the edge. Nice job, a little bit of a stiff arm, pushing the defender off of him, turning the corner. Watch away, he finished it, bam!
Man.
I gave him credit for Porter's nice block earlier. He said he made up for my mistake. I'm gonna show you I can be physical too.
They've run 14 plays in the second quarter. they've run the ball 13 out of the 14 times. And now inside the 10-yard line with the play clock at 2, they call timeout.
Now I hope, listen,
Northern Illinois.
you might get cute here, throw it. I hope they finish this drive with the way they've done it. I think you gotta make a statement, finish it on the ground. We'll see if they've done it all on the ground so far. Can NIU finish this drive, and how do they do it?
Introducing Verts. Swipe for news and highlights. Now available on the ESPN app.
Well, the NIU school record for rushing attempts in a game is 81. It's got a chance to fall tonight. They've run it every single play on this drive. They're inside the 5-yard line, and look at that. They're running again. Look at that. Down to the 1 for Chavon Wright. Donovan Dyson saved a touchdown. This is the 10th play of the drive, 9 straight runs.
Hey, yeah, about to say, synonym is all 9 runs. Interesting formation. A wall there with Wright.
They got a tight end to his right. They got 2 more running backs and a Wildcat running back, and we got a whistle. Timeout, UMass. I think they could see what was coming.
Their second of the half. 30 seconds.
I mean, they've just lined it up, given a guy the ball, and gone forward. And you know he loves it with Thomas Hammock. This is what he wants his program to be.
A former running back, like.
They ran it for 62 yards last week, which is the lowest in years. The last time they were held that low was against Nebraska, Power 5 opponent.
And it was even more stark because of what they had done the previous week against Ball State. You figure, all right, it's a big win, we're physical, running the football, then you kind of regress, but now they're back at it. Said we were kind of talking before the break that how are they going to finish this drive. It looks like they're going to try to put an exclamation point on it, do it with the run.
Justin Lynch, the Wildcat quarterback, usually runs sneak out of this. And he does, and he falls forward. Still no spot, and they got him short. UMass stacked that up. It's been hard to do against their push. Came into the night averaging 161 yards per game on the ground.
Well, someone was railing earlier about getting under center there. They weren't able to get it. Now, I don't know. When your quarterback is 6'4", and you're going to go, you know.
Well, now they got the little running back in there. He faked it. He runs up. He got hit, but he falls forward for a touchdown. It was inevitable. Chavon Wright. We got an NIU player down afterwards. Thomas Hammock's on his way out. $23-0, 2:29 to go in the second quarter. They run an entire drive on the ground. 11 plays for 68 yards over 5:53 finished off by Chavon Wright. Try to figure out who this is down after the touchdown run as well.
And we've seen some big blocks there, and you see the hit there. Porter, who had that touchdown earlier, the redshirt freshman as a blocker that's a mouth guard. He would make Earl Campbell blush the way he is blocked. He may be my new favorite player in college football, redshirt freshman.
Yeah, he's the one to get up slowly here. So
listen, man, that's what's about selling out for your teammates. He made 2 monster blocks on that drive.
Kid who scored his first career touchdown earlier in the night on a pass, who, to your point, has laid his body and soul on the line for his team.
Yeah, when hardware starts flying, you're blocking hard.
Yeah. Well, you saw Thomas Hammock, who sprinted onto the field afterwards. You know what that kid means to him. Is now we got some shoving after the extra point. See the UMass frustration bubbling over. There's Darion Craig getting pulled away. Well, you said earlier about Chavon Wright, so hard to tackle. Just you look at the guy, right? And he is as small as he is in height, and yet this is what he can do physically.
Yeah, remember Muscle Hamster from a few years ago? The boys, I was down on the field before the game. He is just a ball of mass, and most of it's in his lower body. He is just powerful base. He runs, he's physical. Because he's low to the ground, he's hard to tackle. He gets those contact yards. Again, Thomas Hammock, who was a running back himself, just talked about his contact balance and how outstanding it is, right? That's a young man, too, who's got a lot of wear and tear over his career. What he did at D2 before coming here, we showed his numbers, his career numbers overall. He's just a physical runner. Then you put in Telly Johnson, number 45, and how explosive he could be. The emergence of Elijah Porter, number 24, his blocking, his receiving touchdown. And then Jalen Macon, who's moved into quarterback, he's gotten a few carries himself as well. That's quite a stable of runners.
2:29 to go in the half. We got a fair catch on a night for UMass where, it's 24-0 here. They've been close so many times, but it's just more of the same.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the cliff notes of what have been the year. There's been opportunities. Go for it on 4th, it's there, you miss. But then you've got a kicker with outstanding range, a chance to get on the board. It sails right. And a part of it too, we've talked, UMass knew that this was going to be NIU's game plan coming in, and being able to stop it is just something they have not been able to do.
Brandon Rose in a quarterback. He led that last drive where they moved the football but missed the field goal. He's throwing, and he's got time now. He's running up the middle. He slides down towards the 30-yard line. Dante Harrison up to make the stop. Other part of this too, UMass, because of some of those miscues and some of the formational stuff, they have one timeout left for this drive. Rose, pocket's gone, down he goes, ball's on the ground, and it's all NIU. The night is NIU. Deshaun Dixon enjoying every bit of that fumble recovery.
Roy, the center we saw go out, was still out, number 64, Peyton Milligan.
Northern Illinois, this is their
That
first
offensive
of the half.
line was,
There's
which
no
was
yardage
doing
penalty
well in pass
associated with
protection,
it.
couldn't
This is
hold
the
up there as
2-minute timeout.
NIU just collapsed that pocket around UMass. And NIU, whose rushing offense has been tough to stop, the defense creating problems as well.
Madison Square Garden. Two title fights, the welterweight and women's flyweight belts on the line. Prelims start at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Main card 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific on pay-per-view. Buy it at ESPNplus.com/PPV. A run to start the drive for Jalen Macon. He clatters down inside the 5, then kept pushing. And he's down at the half-yard line. So it's a UMass turnover, and it's another run.
And Macon, when he was utilized earlier in the year, was on all runs. And again, he is tall. He is not built low to the ground, but you see how he keeps using that length, that leverage, long levers, keep spinning, get more positive yards.
12 straight runs for NIU. They got leather on the heads. They do not care. Jalen Macon and Chavon Wright in the backfield. Which one's going to get it? It's Macon to the right. It's easy. It's another for NIU. It's 30 in the first half.
It was easy because Chavon Wright laid a beautiful block there as well. The way they are blocking for each other, too, is what kind of makes what they're doing on the ground fun. A defender is going to come in. Watch number 10 crack back, get that block, and allow Macon that little bit of lane to kind of get in there. So now 29 runs to 4 passes. When they beat Ball State, they only passed the ball 11 times amongst 50-plus rushes.
We're heading to it. Jalen Macon with 3 touchdowns on the night for Thomas Hammock after the fumble was forced.
Yeah, this is the fumble, getting in there. Nice job there. They just collapsed that pocket around him. The number 6, Deshaun Dixon, falls on it. The nice block from number 10, allowing his QB, Macon, making his first start of the season tonight, be able to punch it in. And they were hoping he was going to give this offense a spark. And even though it's been on the ground, you can't say he hasn't given him a spark.
Well, you think about all the success NIU's had in its history, and they're going to leave the MAC as the team with the most championships in the MAC on their way out. And they're 2-7. You know, they look like they're on their way to their 3rd win of the season, but they're 2-7. This has been a very difficult year. They've talked about how their culture in this locker room has stayed close together. And when they say something like that for a team that's 5 games below 500, it's hard maybe outside looking in to quite believe it, but then you watch them tonight, you look at their sideline, and you see the joy that they have for 2 guys that have scored their first career touchdowns, and you really do start to believe it. Fair catch again on the kick from Andrew Glass with 1:20 to go in this first half. NIU has 5 drives and 5 scores, 4 straight touchdown drives. They've run it 29 times, Craig, for 159 yards and 3 touchdowns.
4 passes. 4 passes, 30 points, 31 points. And you remember, they blocked the punt and only got a field goal out of it. I mean, it could have been, they've certainly helped their points per game average.
It came in as scoring the second fewest
clawing
points.
away out of 135, was it?
A.J. Hairston's back in at quarterback. He started the game, and he's throwing to Jaquan Gibson. It was 5 yards before the rally arrived. Philip Maturowski and Dante Harrison there on the stop with 1:08 and dwindling to go. Captain Jaquan Gibson, who in the face of nights like tonight has been so positive in the room for UMass. Imagine they'll need it at the halftime break. Hairston had his receiver fall down and just ends up throwing it into the ground. That kind of night.
Yeah, you know, said earlier, you know, something that head coach Thomas Hammock for NIU said to us earlier in the week that really stuck with me when he said, change needs to happen now, not in the offseason. Even though this season's not going to lead to a bowl game or anything, if they're going to be better down the road, it's got to start tonight. I think again, it didn't come from the UMass coaches, but the same thing has to apply. And even though this game has tilted heavily in NIU's favor, for UMass, Joe Harris-Simiak, you got to find out what type of team, what are you going to build for the future? Who are going to be those guys who are going to be your building blocks? Who are going to be the guys who are going to keep fighting for you? And that story is going to have to unfold in the second half and over their last 2 games.
First down for Donnie Gray on the throw from A.J. Hairston. Jacob Finley in coverage. Part of the reason why this guy is in the game and why he's been the starter for the last 5 weeks. Hairston, eyes downfield, flush left, underneath and a drop. No quarterback in the league has a higher percentage of his passes dropped than A.J. Hairston. But you saw the body language there, right? He's the first guy to pick up the ball after his running back, Brandon Hood, drops it and spot it for his team.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's what who's going to keep fighting? Because obviously, you know, this roster needs an overhaul. I mean, they need to continue to kind of build it, and I think the plan is going to be to do it through high school, but you got to find out who's going to be your foundational players that you can build upon.
2nd and 10, QB run. A.J. Hairston got a lot of room to run. Across the 50 to the 40. And gets him a big play with 28 seconds to go in the second quarter. It's a long, hard road on the way back, but that'll help.
Yep. Try to find some positive momentum.
18-yard pickup for A.J. Hairston. Joe Harris-Simiak said it for this UMass group. There's nobody who cares more than A.J. Hairston. He's been at the center of what's been a hard few weeks, but he's also been at the center of their closest calls this year. Scare they put into Buffalo. Pressure up the middle. He ripped it out incomplete. It was a terrifying sight for him. He had Lance Ingold, who had part of the sack on the way to the fumble recovery a moment ago, tearing right into his face.
Continuing to get pressure. Just looping through. Don't come off, and great suppressor leading to another drop.
Show pressure again against A.J. Hairston. And they bring pressure again. He's got time now, he doesn't. Flush to his left, he's on the run. And Quinn Erweiler knocked him down out of bounds. Quinn saying, I'm the nation's leading tackler. It didn't take that much to take you down.
Erweiler does a great job. The reason why he's so effective is he takes great angles in there, and he was clearly still in bounds there in that shove. He's a fun player to watch just because of the blend of just effort and smarts.
Third down and 11. Clock at 15 seconds. Check it down. Brandon Hood falling forward. And we got a flag at the end of the play. It was Mark Preto on his way in.
Came in. It was already down on the ground when he came in with that hit.
Well, it's 31-0, obviously. So 3 points either way is not the difference necessarily right now for UMass, but changes the field goal here.
There is no foul on the play. The contact was deemed to be legal. Fourth down.
No flag. What do you think?
Yeah, in real time, it looked like he was clearly down there. He was still kind of going down when that hit, and it wasn't any type of target. It led with his shoulder. I think that's, you know, listen, it's a good job by the officials there, convening, talking that through. And
try a 54-yard field goal. Hairston goes underneath and finds his man. Kenyon Massey got to get down. I don't think he did in time. He fought for more yards with seconds on the clock. They had a timeout left to try to take a field goal. And that's the whole half in 3 seconds right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's been missed opportunities on one side versus capitalizing on opportunities on the other. And the scoreboard represents, you can figure out which one did which by the scoreboard.
Well, we came in promising something for the sickos. We got that in this first half. 31-0 NIU. They play their best half of the season. Got your halftime report when we come back. Action at halftime. Northern Illinois hung 31 on UMass in the first 30 minutes. We got 30 more to go. So we welcome you inside the booth alongside Craig Hawberg, Cooper Portman. Thanks for being with us on a Wednesday night. I mean, hard to imagine more things going right for one team, hard to imagine more things going wrong for the other.
Yeah, one team has kind of broken script, that being NIU. These are two teams amongst the worst in scoring offense. The Huskies have found a way to kind of break out of that. UMass has been a lot of the same. Opportunities are there, opportunities not capitalized on, where NIU has leaned into their strength literally by running the football. 29 times, as you can see, coming up on nearly 200 yards. And to be honest with you, we've all heard the expression, if it's not broke, don't fix it. They've only thrown the ball 4 times in the first half. If they double that or need to double that, either they're in trouble or I think they're doing something wrong.
They're going to get the ball to start the second half. They score 31 points in the first half. This bounces down, live ball, and it falls to NIU. Down at the 25-yard line, Romello Ware saved that possession. So the first half was 5 drives and 5 scores for NIU.
Yeah, and just to recap, NIU was averaging 12.2 points per game coming in tonight. And you see how effective they have been in scoring, 4 for 4 in the red zone. One of those scoring drives was a field goal off a blocked punt that they could not capitalize on. They started right outside the red zone, and since then have just been on fire on the ground.
Start of the night with that. They ran it 13 straight times to close the first half, and they've run it a 14th straight to start the second, with Chavon Wright tackled by Shymel Davis. See Telly Johnson get up a little bit slowly.
And this is going to be a test for UMass because they know what's coming. They knew what was coming at them in the first half. They couldn't get it done. Can they stop this run game in the second half and try to create some turnovers?
Another handoff, Chavon Wright. He starts the second half the way the first looked, across the 50-yard line. Finally tackled by Zeron Daniel. It's another run. Their 15th in a row.
Yeah, just getting him downhill. Nice job inside the double team, number 54. Ian McClure doing a nice job blocking down, and just plenty of seam for Wright to hit it and continue to pad. I don't
look at it. Handoff around the edge. They got a wide receiver involved now, Diari Rogers, and he gets 6 more yards.
That's the only problem with what NIU has been doing from the Huskies' perspective is the receivers are like, hey,
like just standing there.
Can we do something? So getting a little creative there, making sure they're getting their top receiver Rogers in the mix.
I mean, just again, we just showed it a second ago, but they've run 36 plays in the game. They've run it 32 of those 36 times. Play action, could be a throw. Jalen Macon, even their throws are runs, and he's got at least a step near the sticks. I think he got it.
Well, even after run, I will. UMass doing a nice job there. Everybody in their assignment, but then Macon just pulling it down, bringing that dual threat. They were hoping he would give a spark to this offense, and he has. And again, while they've done it on the ground and not needed his arm, he certainly continues to stress the defense because of what he can bring as a runner.
Chavon Wright to the left, and he's stacked up. Yeah, that's the weird part for NIU fans, I think, too, because they've been pounding, on the glass saying, can we get Jalen Macon? Is he healthy enough? Finally, he is. It's the night where you want to find out if you can throw the ball down the field, and they've had no reason to.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a good problem to have. Yeah, you definitely have to solve that riddle in your offense. The most important thing is to get a win, get points on the board. And if you could do it leaning into your strength, you go ahead and do that. And if they can continue to run the ball like this over the remaining games, they'll find some opportunities in the passing game.
Another run. Jalen Macon down the left side. Jalen Macon has 4 touchdowns. On their 19th straight run, they go up 37-0.
It's just like QB power here. Number 8, Pierce Opong. And then right as well, you see number 10, you see number 8 just leading around, block. I'll tell you what, they have run the ball very effectively tonight. The reason why they are, because they are blocking their butts off. The way that the offensive linemen, the other backs who don't have the ball, the way they have blocked has been outstanding tonight. It has truly been a team effort that has allowed them to dominate on the ground. Tell you what, NIU came in averaging 12.2 points per game. They have certainly put the mathematicians to work, and they're going to change that average.
Craig, time to watch some men block very well for NIU.
Yeah, the running game is powered by great team effort there. Number 24, Elijah Porter with a great block. He'll bring another one. Watch the hardware fly. And then on this score at the beautiful QB power, number 8, number 10, the tight end, the running back, creating an easy seam for making the cruise into the end zone.
36-yard run, 38-0 lead for NIU.
That's got to have Coach Hammock thinking about suiting up again. He's like, I'd like to get another carry or two in with that type of blocking.
Feels like he could have a few. And then the other part of this is Jalen Macon in his first FBS start has only had to throw the ball 4 times, but he's run for 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, and they'll take it. They'll take it.
3 years at Arkansas Pine Bluff. He was the backup last year. He had a chance to be the starter coming into this year. Gets hurt in camp and has had to sit there basically unable to grip a football to throw for the last 9 weeks. And his return is this. Now the first UMass drive of the second half. A.J. Hairston out quick. Donnie Gray has 4 yards with Dante Harrison, the senior Shepherd University transfer, in coverage.
Well, even just going back to Macon for a second, his 4 pass attempts tonight are all of his pass attempts from all of 2024 so far.
He come in basically as a running quarterback a couple
All his
of times.
passing attempts since week 1 of last season, when the only game he played, I think, was Western Illinois.
Late in a blowout game. 2nd and 5, Hairston underneath again. Kenyon Massey the catch. UMass had these glimpses, these little moments where they moved the football. Brandon Rose, the other quarterback, came in and drove them inside the 40-yard line. The closest they came to scoring was a missed field goal.
Well, and a missed 4th down, wide open tight end.
Feels like a long time ago.
It was, but I mean, yeah. But early on, that's not, we've seen them before where they get out early in the game, maybe. I mean, I don't know, even if they were doing better offensively, if their defense has an answer for stopping this ground game. But I go back early in the year, you and I did them against Western Michigan. They came out of the gate strong, scored on the first drive, had a formational penalty that took those points off the board. Here in the first quarter, they had a chance to put 10 points on the board, missed it. Were there opportunities all throughout the year early on to reset a tone, and then you kind of fast forward to a game you did with Buffalo, a chance to finish. Against Bryant, a chance to finish. So there's been points where early on they had a chance to set a better tone. There's been chances to finish a game. You haven't been able to put the pieces together, and now, again, staring 0-10 in the face.
Back to Donnie Gray, and he's way down. Jacob Finley on the tackle, one of the leaders in the quarterback room for NIU. And then the other part of it is when you don't move the ball on this side, you talked about the defense. When you don't move the ball offensively, what happens? Obviously, you punt the football back, and NIU has just leaned on UMass with almost 7 more minutes in time of possession.
And if you thought they ran the ball well in the first half and blocked well, watch what happens in the second half against a defense that has been on the field for most of the game and taking the brunt. It's just going to wear down even more.
Play action for Hairston. Steps up, jump pass, finds Jake McConaughey. He's twirled down across the 49-yard line by Finley again. First catch of the day for McConaughey, former walk-on wide receiver who played 5 years at Pittsburgh. Got to scholarship before scoring a touchdown there.
One of the things, too, the Huskies have done well tonight is even when they have given up some yardage, they've tackled really well. Yeah, there you go. Looks like they imported them from New Orleans.
A local supermarket on it. Action in a paper bag. 3rd and 4, A.J. Hairston. Pressure. Incomplete. Intended for Dallas Elliott, the local kid. Pressure from Lance Ingold. You know, NIU didn't have Jelani Williams tonight, who's their leader on the defensive line, a captain for them. They're playing some younger guys. Those younger guys have lived in the backfield.
Yeah, I mean, they've done a really nice job of creating some confusion with a UMass interior offensive line that is completely reshuffled, and they've struggled with some of those twists and allowing free runners.
4th down and 5, gonna go for it, of course, from the 49-yard line of NIU. Hairston needs 5 yards, flush to his right, got a block, wants to run, he's down. Philip Maturowski, the latest 4th down stop.
And another example, just some excellent tackling tonight from NIU. If I told you NIU was 2-7 and you watched tonight, would you believe me?
No.
Well, they're trying to turn it around, getting better starts tonight.
November 1st, 2011 at Toledo. Chandler Harnish throws his 6th touchdown pass of the game with 19 seconds left to give NIU a 63-60 win over Toledo at the Glass Bowl. One of the great games and great stat lines in MACtion history.
One of the main reasons why we showed that highlight is so you remember what a touchdown pass looks like.
What any throw looks like. More than 1,000 combined
Just
total
a contrast
yards.
to all the rushing touchdowns tonight.
1st and 10, 8:39 to go in the 3rd quarter. Northern Illinois just got the ball after a 4th down stop. They've run it 19 times in a row, and they're throwing it. It is behind the line of scrimmage, to be fair, and complete on the outside. Brady Davidson is in at quarterback, and we have a flag down at the end of the play.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense. Number 14. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. 1st down.
Face mask against Ryan Barnes of UMass. NIU offense, it didn't need 15 yards, gets it, as now Davidson comes in the game.
Freshman.
They believe a lot in his talent, right? And this is a developmental program. They take a ton of high school kids. They're going to air it out. Brady Davidson, deep shot. Touchdown, Gary Givens. They remembered what a touchdown pass looked like.
Oh, we just reminded them. I'll tell you what, too, this is a beautiful throw. Obviously, they've been running the ball off the play action, a clean pocket. He drops it in there. And if you watch Brady Davidson play a week ago against Toledo, and then he almost threw 3 picks. 2 were taken back off of penalties a week ago. Then you watch that clean throw downfield. Everything is just clicking for the Huskies tonight.
2nd touchdown pass in the young career of Brady Davidson. It's a great night for the future of NIU football. It's a great night for the present, too. available on the all-new ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere. Jaquan Gibson, always a threat, back to return after another NIU touchdown. They're up 45-zip as they kick away from Jaquan Gibson. Developing story here in Amherst. We had 6 shirtless guys in the corner of the bleachers above the end zone. So this is how it started, right? Like that one guy's peeling it off. And you're like, all right, well, we're a ton of people here to start. How many more could join them? This guy gets into the action. We got about, I don't know, 25, 30 of them all together.
It's that guy
Except
way
that
up
one
in the
guy.
corner. He's got to go.
faking it.
He not only did he zipped up, you got to get out of there.
One guy in a shirt, which
It's
is
a
actually
team effort.
Man, Brandon Rose on the carry. He gets 5 yards. We got one guy, I think, still with the shirt up there.
Shirt and jacket.
What are you doing standing up there if you don't have one? They keep multiplying, though. You keep not believing that there are going to be more guys up there to join them. They just keep going up the bleachers.
Yeah, that's like they say, don't feed gremlins after midnight. Every time NIU scores, more of them wind up there.
The best part is the band is 4 sections over from them, 5 sections over from them. And every time somebody goes up there to join the shirtless guys, the band starts cheering for them.
Yeah, well, they should start playing some Right Said Fred. Do you know that?
It's over my head. There's Thomas Hammock. As they
Next
check
commercial
the
break.
flag. You take
Google
me-
Right Said Fred,
All right.
and he'll be on board.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Offense number 23. 15-yard penalty. Second down.
Thought they were calling a penalty on the guy with the shirt still on.
I might have time to Google right now, actually.
But I mean, just about like again, in the second half, UMass face mask penalty on the previous drive, and then another is it's a man right there. Look like just running out of answers.
He's got 0 shirts in the bleachers. He's got 0 points tonight. 8 minutes to go in the third quarter in a 45-0 game. Brandon Rose, the quarterback, on the second UMass drive of the second half, after NIU scored touchdowns on each of the first 2 drives of their start to the second half. There's a drop. Not the only drop tonight, but the first by the tight end, Jax Markovich.
Well, he was the player overthrown on that 4th down play.
That is the first action game in 11 years at UMass.
We got a new disciple. He's pretty bundled up though. He's got a lot of work to do. Hurry
Looks
up,
a
get
little
up there.
nervous. Oh.
There goes more, yeah. You got work to do. Looks like he may be coming to warn about getting a cold.
We don't need any monitors tonight. Rose had that, I think, deflected. Was caught on the outside by Dallas Elliott.
Pass complete to number 17.
And the horn is, when we looked up there, we saw 6. We were like, all right, like, good for those 6 guys. That'll be a good minute, maybe a commercial break. And now here we are. There's 7:20 to go in the third quarter, and there are 50 of them.
Tell you what, lose the shirts, go call the 4th quarter.
I was gonna say, we got a wireless we can hit. You can see him just up at the top there. Keegan Andrews on the punt. Diari Rogers calls poison. And down at the 11-yard line. Got our Week 11 Monday Night Football matchup. Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and the Cowboys against Geno Smith, Ashton Genty, and the Raiders. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC, ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the all-new ESPN app. Peyton Eli on ESPN2. Coverage kicks off with NFL Live at 3 Eastern in Vegas, and Scott Van Pelt Monday Night Countdown crew at 6 Eastern. Max Crosby in that one. Eastern Michigan legend, Maction legend. And off again from Brady Davidson for a few yards. I mean, you've been around games like this for a long time. On both sides, Like, what at this point, with 6.5 to go in the third quarter, are you hoping to get out of it on both sides?
For Northern Illinois, listen, it's been a rough season for the Huskies, so they want to continue to build on it. As Coach Hammock said, the change had to happen now. They can't wait for the offseason to get better, especially as they begin to transition into a new conference. And I'm sure there were a lot of teams in Mountain West going, oh, we may be bringing in a layup. Don't think it's not so fast. For UMass, I mean, you got to write. This has been an awful night. Just an awful night, from the penalties to the missed opportunities to the lack of execution to the drops. It's really hard to find anything in this 2.5 quarters to hang your hat on. They got to find something to hang their hat on.
Last carry from Lazaro Rogers, freshman from Fort Myers. Third down and 3. Throw for Davidson outside Diari Rogers. And he's got the first down. Former D2 All-American Diari Rogers at Lenore Rhine. His first year in FBS. He's been their best receiver. We haven't talked about him all night because they've run the ball so much.
With another D2 transfer, and Shavon Wright, number 10. I mean, that's something really interesting about this roster. They have utilized transfers, but a lot of them from the D2 and FCS level. And tonight, they've paid off.
Yard and a half maybe for Rogers. It is a really interesting thing. You know, they have Power 5 transfers available to them, but they don't necessarily feel that those are the guys they want. They want guys that have produced at any level. They've picked D2 guys, they've picked FCS guys, and they've been productive for NIU.
Well, tonight, I don't know if that's a long-term recipe. I think finding a Shavon Wright, maybe finding an Erweiler, who one or two guys who maybe overachieve or flew under the radar. I think you got to mix a little bit too with some of those guys who maybe you're bringing down from the Power 4. And also what they've got to do, they've been very active with high school players as well. I think that's got to be the foundation. I think maybe a little bit more balance with the transfers. But yeah, they are finding guys who are hungry, and they talked about how those guys come in hungry and really blend into the culture well, maybe more so than guys who may be coming down from a bigger program saying, you know, we had X and Y, we had this type of weight room, we had this type of things available to us, where the guys coming up are being like, hey, we're all in.
Marcus White there on the stop. On the handoff from Lazaro Rogers to get NIU into a third down situation. If UMass can get a punt here, it'd be the first time all night NIU didn't score on one of their drives. On third down and 14, Brady Davidson, the freshman quarterback, in the game. Eyes downfield, set it up to the outside, and it's incomplete. Intended for the man out of the backfield, Rogers. And for the first time tonight, we're going to get to see Jake Ferentz, the NIU punter.
Coach was fired up there, still coaching to the end. Not gonna, again, he said, change starts now, not in the offseason. And even though they are way out ahead, there was something there he did not like from his young quarterback. And coaching him hard.
Jaquan Gibson to return for UMass. No fair catch at the 23-yard line. Well, again, we came in last night to the MAC standings with 4 teams at 1 loss. It got whittled down to 3 on Tuesday with the Western Michigan win. How about that Buffalo score? You know, that's a team that is a win away from really being in the driver's seat to go to the MAC championship. And you see where they're at right now.
Well, Toledo too, Miami of Ohio up there, 4-1. Toledo right behind them. Toledo with a comfortable lead, but Buffalo seems to like to take things late. So that's one to watch.
Well, you see all those 2-loss teams in the conference, all of them rooting against Buffalo.
Uh-oh. Got the up there too.
I don't know if Sam the Minuteman can get the shirt off there. Brandon Rose on the carry. He dives down for a gain of 1. Where are they finding these guys?
I don't know. I'm getting a little, not so much worried about the call. I'm starting to worry about some rotator cuffs. Those Seahawks have been swinging nonstop.
Sam,
Look at him.
I mean, just try it. You can try to take it off. I don't know.
At least give him something to swing around.
Tell you what, they've kept fighting here. I mean, we're talking about probably 25 minutes of shirt waving. The thing is it gives mom enough time to go find them on TV.
There you go. And send shirts.
Williams on the tackle and the carry from Elijah Faulkner.
And you know what? There's still another quarter to play. But tell you what, an NIU defensive staff, when you coaching on defense, you want that shutout. And that's why they're still playing hard. They're still coaching hard.
10th third down of the night for UMass. They're actually 4 for 9. Rose goes out to the right side. He's got a first down. Nice catch by Donnie Gray. He came in with 17 catches all year, up past 6 on this from Brandon Rose.
Yeah, quick little out. Nice route here from Gray, who started out the game pretty hot. Good throw. Again, you got to find positives to build off of if you're UMass. Your coach, Harasimiak, you got to find the guys who are going to keep fighting.
Elijah Faulkner, 5 more yards. Philip Maturowski on the tackle.
See number 79, Ryan Macesso. He's actually the only offensive lineman who started every game for that unit up front.
I hear you talking about the offensive line. I'm so distracted by the guys with no shirts on. Throw it out, and that skips through the legs of Donnie Gray. They have people coming up to try to bring them jackets. They're saying no.
Part of those injuries has been that O-line. I said, yeah, Macesso's been kind of the one. We saw Roy go out a little bit earlier at center, kind of a key piece.
Well, it's just so hard. You know, we talked about the practice reps and all that. It's also so hard to assess a quarterback or anybody when you don't have time to play. Elijah Faulkner around the outside. Rose kept it. He gets half a yard.
Without time to play, but also the injuries. Guys don't practice. It impacts how you prepare. You don't really have your full team. And big picture, there's a lot of work still be done here in Amherst, you know, and made some changes this week as well to the administration. So a lot of work to be done here. And I think, you know, they got a blueprint. I will say this, but, you know, talking with head coach Joe Harasimiak earlier, great attitude. I think he knew when he came, probably wasn't hoping it was going to be this tough, but he knew it was going to be an uphill battle. A lot of work to be done.
Punt to Tiari Rogers, and he called for a fair catch, so he's down inside the 15-yard line with 8 seconds to go. That's the thing, too, it's not lost on Joe Harasimiak in this sideline how hard the task is. They're not blind to where they're at. They're not blind. They're living this night, too, wearing the UMass jersey, and he has been this force, truly, and you know, you and I have been around him now for weeks. He has been a relentless force of positivity with an eye on next year and the year after while coaching this year's team.
Yeah, but one win looking back is not going to make a difference, but getting a win would help kind of release the pressure valve a little bit. Because again, this is a team that has not won at home since 2021 and has not won against an FBS team since 2023. So they're looking for that first win. It's going to keep coming. Right now, though, the story is NIU on offense and the shirtless group that is forming in the stands.
Thomas Hammock's team has long since blown it open, 21 in the second quarter. And they wake up here in the fourth quarter up 45-0. They got their backup quarterback, their freshman Brady Davidson, to get some reps. He hands it off. And they get maybe a first down in the first play of the fourth quarter. They came in with 12 points per game to their name. They were 135th out of 136 teams. And then tonight happened.
Yeah, like if you were in the record industry, we say up the charts with a bullet. Like they're changing that. Climbing right out of the 130s.
They've equaled the number of points they scored in the last 3 games so far. There's 14:25 to go. And off to the right side for Elijah Porter.
Great to see him back. He was blocking his butt off in that first quarter. He had one down by the goal line where he sent some hardware flying. And tell you what, he's a guy to watch. There's some young pieces to build off of within this Huskies program, and he is certainly one of them.
Out of Ankeny, Iowa. That kid's having the night of his life. He's a former walk-on who scored his first career touchdown back when this was a tight game. Now we get some run here in the fourth quarter. Give it to him again. Elijah Porter, he had one, now he smells 2 down to the 40-yard line.
It was a walk-on. What are those guys in the recruiting business doing? I said a guy like that.
You're not grinding enough tape.
Doing a great block, and look at that wall. Easy for him to get up and then running behind those pads. I think they found themselves another running back, because obviously number 10, Siobhan Wright, has been a great addition to this program, what he's done in terms of running, but he's a redshirt senior. But Telly Johnson, a sophomore, and Porter, a redshirt freshman.
Spun away from the initial tackle, and Zeron Daniel brought him down. Ankeny, Iowa, the suburbs of Des Moines. You're not all over the Ankeny tape?
No, listen, I will say this, I'll take partial blame, but if he was a walk-on in Northern Illinois, a lot of people miss it, you know? And we'll see. He's going to have to keep working at it, but what he's shown tonight is not even so much just the blocking. All the little things you can bring. How can you make a roster better? Players like that can help make a roster better.
Hand off left side. And for Romello Ware. A lot of the backups. And again, for a lot of teams too, okay, fourth quarter, 45-0 game. You're playing some walk-ons, you're playing some younger guys. Maybe it doesn't matter for your future. The way this program is set up at NIU, what we're actually watching here really matters for their future.
Yeah, I mean, again, for both teams, for UMass, you got to find out who's not going to quit on you. When times get tough, who's going to still execute?
Third down and 16. And they will run it with Romello Ware. He keeps moving. He's got a little shave on right in his build.
Well, let's make it clear. I mean, both of these programs are heading into this offseason with work to do. NIU has shown they've got some more building blocks ready to go in terms of a run game. Potentially at quarterback, some guys to look at. Played very solid on defense throughout the year. UMass has got a lot of work to do. A lot of roster overhaul is going to come through recruiting. But tonight and the next 2 games, you got to find out who are the guys that you're going to build around and who are the guys you've got to out-recruit.
Jaquan Gibson lets it bounce inside the 10, inside the 5. And on the world's most perfect night for NIU, they get the world's most perfect punt from Jake Ferentz.
College Football Playoff begins December 19th and concludes with the National Championship January 19th on ESPN.
Leads us into Saturday as you see the bracket. As of right now, top 4 seeds of Alabama, Ohio State, Texas A&M, and Indiana. Notre Dame's going to get Pitt on Saturday. Alabama, Oklahoma, Texas, Georgia, all those teams available as Jaquan Gibson makes the catch and UMass gets away. Plays for the shadow of the goalposts. What catches your eye? I mean, you've seen South Florida, seen some of these other teams on this bracket.
I don't know. Indiana, like, wow. The way they finished that game a week ago, like, you keep waiting for the bubble to burst, and they just keep getting better. But then you also look like, heard the argument made, I think it might have come from Lane Kiffin saying, you know, what more does Texas, from another SEC coach saying, what more does Texas A&M have to do, sitting there at 3, and it kind of feels like, is anybody playing as good as Alabama right now too? So it's, and you look at those 4, they're probably somebody's gonna knock somebody off in the conference championship.
And the universe far, far away. Flag down on this handoff. Tackled by Mari Washington. We're now stretching into the second quarter of those guys being shirtless and waving their shirts.
Yeah.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
And if you put your ear up to your TV and hear the speaker, you hear that cheer, it's coming from the corner of the bleachers.
I'm trying to remember, when was the last time the Huskies even had a penalty tonight?
I think they had one in the opening half. Again, it's you can expand the question further. When's the last time something bad happened at IU? Brandon Rose, the quarterback, trying to throw the double move. He steps up. He had it punched away. UMass got on it first. Mari Washington bared down on Rose.
Punch it out. Looks like he was just trying to shovel it forward there. There was an opportunity to kind of fall on it, just could not get it. UMass able to keep this drive alive.
Right guard ended up on top of that. Now a throw and a miss. Jaquan Gibson sat down. Rose couldn't find him. And it's 3rd down and long with Broderick Wyndham in coverage. A little surprised that Joe Harris-Simiak's gone with Rose for as long as he has.
I think he's just searching for anything at this point. I mean, they're trying everything. I was just thinking, it's funny that you said that, because I was thinking in my head too. I was going to ask you, I mean, do you just sell out with Harrison the next 2? I mean, Rose does have a little bit more eligibility left.
Rose down the middle, Jaquan Gibson. That right there is what they were hoping and praying this season would look a little bit more like. And no matter what, that guy's going to end up as one of the best receivers in this conference.
Yeah, he is, but you try to get him touches, but a lot of the circumstances can prevent you from getting him touches.
19-yard gain for Jaquan Gibson, captain, 4th year in the program. Elijah Faulkner, gain of 1. Here's that last play.
Gibson up top, just on the slant. Nice throw, a little bit out front to see Gibson kind of extend, pull it in. They had a nice throw and catch from Harrison. I think it was their first drive like that, but long bookends between those 2 catches.
Don't have to tell UMass fans about that. 2nd down and 9. Rose checked down, got his man. Juwan Price shimmies down towards the 30-yard line, and the cacophony from the shirtless guys at the top of the bleachers grows louder.
continue to drive here again, try to look for something positive. Just like changing that win column from an O to a 1 is important, so is trying to make sure you walk out of here tonight not getting shut out.
How do you feel about the guy who's got no shirt, but he's wearing a full winter wool hat and gloves?
Hey, most heat escapes from your head.
Rose got his man. I get Juwan Price. That's well said.
I'll be serious. If you got a choice between a warm hat and a shirt, always go with the hat.
Warm hat and a shirt. All right. Is advice I didn't expect to get from you today.
You ever see like those cold games, the guys are on the sideline and the steam coming off their head? That's all the heat escape. You didn't know you get a little science lesson, did you? That's where you come to college games for.
Well, welcome to action, folks. Second down for Brandon Rose. UMass, fake it again. Look down the left side, in stride, dropped. Every time you think it's good, the ball squirts away.
They're gonna get it. They knew they had it. The defender fell down, and like he left it. The throw was there. He just could have run under it, it seems, and extends for it. Cannot hold it going to the ground.
Dallas Elliott that close to his first career touchdown. Third and 5, 4 down territory. Rose drives it incomplete. Jaquan Gibson with a step, but zipped it over top. Michael Cook on the pressure. They're going to bring the field goal unit out. It wasn't 4 down territory.
Well, again, it's getting that 0 off the board. It's just a little victory. He's got a leg, but he's already missed one tonight as well.
44-yard field goal attempt from Derek Morris. He's hit from 50-plus a few times. On the way. And UMass is on the board.
Fireworks maybe a bit much.
Fireworks going off. It's 45-3. Derek Morris gets UMass on the board. 45-3 game, 6:13 to go Thanks for being with us on a Wednesday night of action, Greg Haubert. I'm Cooper Boardman.
The question is, if you're with us, do you have your shirt on?
You know, that's information I'm going to live the rest of my life not knowing, and I'm good with that.
But if you're not, we got a seat for you in the stands.
The T-shirt toss actually broke those guys up for a little bit, but
how ironic is it that they were looking for a free T-shirt? Talking about a group of guys who don't need a free T-shirt.
Well, they're going to, close the head area just so they could. Would you say what percent of heat goes at the top of your head?
Most of it. A lot.
Marcus Lai will kick off with 6:13 to go. NIU on the way to its third win of the season. UMass about to be 0-10 with 2 more tries, including one at home in 2 weeks against Bowling Green.
Bowling Green has had their struggles as well. It could be an opportunity there for both teams to try to end, but really for UMass to try to change that.
Thomas McCoy almost broke that one. 6:08 to go. We'll step aside from Amherst. Saturday on ABC. That's a place to live all day. Notre Dame and Pitt start us at noon Eastern. That's where College Game Day crew is going to be. Alabama and Oklahoma, 12 versus 4. And we finish the night 7:30, Texas and Georgia. Lazaro Rogers doesn't want to be tackled. NIU doesn't want this night to end. With now 6 minutes to go in a 45-3 game. Georgia and Texas, I mean, especially for Texas, I'm not sure there's a better football team in the country that's more on the precipice of not being in the playoff.
Well, I mean, just look, I mean, even Georgia with a loss is still in it. Texas, yeah, I mean, it's came in the year, such high expectations on Arch, and a little bit struggle out the gate, but see as how they can handle that. I tell you what, they did a great job coming into the SEC and being an immediate contender, but real test there, playoff, almost eliminator there, the way that things are going, especially in the SEC. So you got to imagine, again, even if between Alabama, Georgia, and A&M, some combination of those three clash, they're both going to probably make it unless somebody just gets routed in the championship game. So I think really helping Texas out, too, even with a loss, though, is the way the ACC right now is struggling to probably only put in just one.
And they have so many teams that could be after what happened to Louisville last weekend. All those one-loss teams in the conference, not unlike the MAC.
But you got South Florida leading the pack with the group of 5. The ACC, if they continue to kind of knock each other off and only place in one, it's gonna obviously naturally improve the depth for the SEC, for the Big Ten. And then obviously you got the Big 12 in there as well, but you're going to really see those two conferences kind of load up, and as you see South Florida leading the way. I saw them a little earlier this year. They really were kind of in the driver's seat, even in that Memphis game that they lost right till the end.
Well, because that Memphis was the team that was going to win. It felt like out of that group of 5 as Rogers gets his 3rd straight carry on the drive to take us under 4 minutes to go.
The interesting thing is if South Florida does make it into the playoff, though, could be good for South Florida for many reasons. One is, A, they're in the playoffs, regardless of what happens. 2, could take their head coach off the board in terms of all the openings, because they're going to go deeper into December, and a lot of schools are going to kind of try to look. There's a lot of openings right now, and he's certainly a name Golich to be looking at in terms of some of those openings.
Remember their loss at come to Memphis, and then Memphis you felt like was maybe going to be the group of 5 winner. They lose to Tulane. Puts Tulane on the graphic we just watched. Navy, North Texas, Tulane, James Madison, even San Diego State. All possibilities.
So, one of my old friends here, Ed Vita, one of the best in the business, I said, we need to know when we hit 50. We're at 51 rushing attempts for the night. 51 rushing attempts. They got to 5-0 plus, would equal a W, or I think it's safe to say. I know we got a little more game to play.
And they've run for 307 yards. I'll bet a whole lot they're doing it again. Yep. Lazaro Rogers that time into the teeth.
So their other dominant performance on the year was against Ball State, 57 rushing attempts.
For 305.
Yep. Tonight, they're creeping up on 57 and over 300. So the recipe is success. Just run, run, run to win. Especially, and you can do that if they block the way that they blocked as a unit tonight.
It makes you think. I said it earlier, the school record, it was set in 1997 when they ran it 81 times in a game. How did that even happen?
Well, you remember they put in the freshman Davis and threw it some, so that took away some rush attempts. But either way, 50 plus from the former running back and his crew, putting together a strong night tonight.
All right, there's a lot that blew up in the MAC tonight. Buffalo came in as a one-loss group. They're down 31-13 against Central Michigan. Miami, Ohio came in as a one-loss group. They're down big against Toledo. It's great news for Western. They're 5-1, sitting pretty. And we, Craig, are about to have 6 two-loss teams in this conference.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting, too. Western Michigan's in the driver's seat, but who do they have next?
Lazaro Rogers
They have a hot Northern Illinois team next week. But they're in the driver's seat. And then, yeah, there's going to be a lot of, we see their percentages there coming into the night.
Well, then Western, again, if they lose one, they go the rest of the way. I mean, again, they have 2 weeks left. Anything can happen. But if you end up with 4, 5, 6 two-loss teams, I mean, you're in tiebreaker city on the way to getting to Detroit. In the last few years, no one with 3 losses has gotten the MAC championship game. I don't think that's going to happen again. Handoff again, Rogers down towards the 10-yard line.
And what we're seeing, especially at the top, great parity within the MAC. The problem with that parity, though, is they all pull each other out of contention for the playoffs in terms of that group of 5 positioning. But I'll be very interested to see a hot Western Michigan team come if Northern Illinois can recreate what they did tonight on the ground next week, or is it like the Ball State into was it Toledo last week? Can they keep it going, or do they regress?
There'll be 7 days to talk about all that. For tonight, Northern Illinois in its final MAC road game is going to walk out of Amherst, Massachusetts with the best night of their season so far.
Head coach Thomas Hammock said, I said it earlier, getting better needs to happen now. Can't wait to the offseason. And they certainly took a big step to doing that. How do they finish the season? How do they turn an outstanding performance tonight into finishing those last 2 games? That's to be determined, but they certainly put their best foot forward. And for UMass, it's back to the drawing board. There wasn't a lot to hang your hat on tonight for a team that's searching for answers and desperately trying not to finish with no wins on the year.
Northern Illinois finishes the night running the football for 318 yards. Fireworks in more ways than one. That's it for us tonight. Big thanks to Kyle Binder leading our outstanding crew. Statsman Ed Spita, our spotter Jacob Kronberg. For Craig Halbert, I'm Cooper Boardman. Good night from Amherst, Massachusetts.